Hello YouTube, this is that BMS guy, and this is part 3. Part 3 will show the power supply that I purchased, and we'll also show the RAM that I purchased. Let's leave that over there. It's coming along nicely, I guess. It's taken me months. Well, actually, it could take me longer. So, I like PC Power and Cooling. They're a very reliable power supply company. Their power supplies are in both the 3930K box and the old i7-920 box, or DFI LAN Party, and Asus PX79 Pro. Whatever. It's something. And there's a 950 in the PX79, and there's, I think, 750 in that one. So I went with 1050 watt versus what the other ones have. This one also has a fully modular design, where I'm not really a big fan of modular cables because more plugs in the system adds more resistance to the wires, the connections, more issues in hostile environments like a basement. I used to always have my computers in the basement. Basements aren't very good for electronics because there's moisture. You have more plugs and contacts, you have contact corrosion and stuff like that. All those kind of issues happen. So I'm not really a big fan of that modular setup, but it seems that that's all they make now. Just like everything is, I don't know, there's DVD ROMs or nothing. There's just lots of reasons why PCs are getting, I don't know, too nichey per se. We have phones. This video is on a phone, and it is a computer that I can play old games on, just like I'm probably going to do on this one. I don't necessarily need a new computer. A lot of people are going to say, oh, why would you want to spend all this money on a new computer? Well, I don't know. I just like building them. I'm not very enthusiastic at the moment because of how much it costs. Okay, I know there's lots of these rich dudes buying these and building these up with all their flashing disco lights. But anyway, this isn't exactly cheap. This guy was probably 180 bucks, somewhere around there. Got it for Newegg, just like everything else. I mean, who else are you going to use for electronics? Tiger Direct? Oh wait, that doesn't exist anymore, right? There's Micro Center. I have to go all the way out to some place in Pennsylvania to pick it up. No. Newegg will just ship everything right to the house. We open it up, we see that it has the receipt. You got the thank you card. That's the first time I saw that. They are a very good company. You know it's a good power supply when it seems to weigh about 10 pounds. So it shows all the modular connections on there. There's plenty of modular plugs. I guess these are all serial ATA connections, so you can have, who the hell knows how many hard drives up to it, let alone SSDs and whatever else. And the PCI Express plugs, CPU connectors, and you even had the motherboard and other things. It seems like, I guess this is the full motherboard connector, the 24 pin, and then I guess you can use dual processors if you really needed to. It has more than enough watts too. Yeah, so not much to the power supply other than it's black. This fan's going to face down in that case because there's a way for air to get in that way. It should just plug it in. It has an on-off switch on the back. Should work pretty good. All the wires or connections to the motherboard and hard drives, SSDs, DVD ROMs, whatever else are in this bag. There's so many of them. And then we got ribbon cables now versus like just normal web cables, but we'll see how that all works. Tying up the whole case should be pretty easy, but all these newer cases, they have areas to put wires without having to cut holes now. Other than like the all blackness, I'm not really a fan of anymore. Like, yeah, it was cool at first, but I think I'd rather just like maybe just repaint the inside of the case silver, just because silver just isn't noticeably dirty looking like black is. That's the first thing I really noticed with that. And you might even see it now. There might be where the fans are, all the dust just collects on the filter right there. And this cat's meowing. But whatever the case. We got the power supply. Put that back in this box. Protect it from static electricity, touching the contacts, stuff like that. It's also a 80 plus platinum power supply, if that makes any difference to you. I think I started doing that around 2010 or 11 or 12. But yeah, so the RAM of it was Corsair Vengeance. It's 32 gigabytes, 2 sticks. This should be more than fine to start out with. I did want to get 64, but it didn't seem to have 64 available at the time of purchasing this one. We'll see how 32 gigabytes works with Windows 11. That's next on the list, maybe, is Windows 11. The motherboard, I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. I do like the idea of an Asus Prime board, not a ROG Strix. As everything has to make noise in this house, including the cats. Hopefully I don't hear the cat, but we'll say that the video is going along nicely. I saw Asus had business model motherboards, like Q960, 560, 670, something along those lines. And yeah, that might be too bare bones for my taste. So I'll wait for a Prime micro ATX board to exist, and I'll go from there. Who knows, maybe AMD will make a DDR5 AM4 board, or maybe AM5 of some kind, who knows. I do like AMD just as much as Intel. Almost all my computers are AMD based that I used to have before getting the DFI. Like that case right there has the Phantom 2, right? Phantom 2 X4 920. And, you know, most of the time I was buying AMD processors before getting that first Intel based computer there. As far as prices go, AMD versus Intel at the moment, they get the same amount of cores. You're still looking at $500, $600, and it's like, okay, we'll figure it out as we go along. I think the next thing's going to be Windows, just to make sure I have Windows 11. I do want maybe an M2, so using that SSD, I'll just keep the SSD for projects, another Linux setup or something like that. I'm not really a big fan of M2 being on the motherboard, because all the heat of the video card is just basically just blasting onto it. And you figure all your data is on that, you figure the heat's just going to kill it fast. So people like them and keep using them, and they seem to be doing fine. To my knowledge, we don't have forums anymore. All we have is Facebook groups. And it's just people posting their extension of their penis, for the most part. Computer build. Put all these lights and fans on it. But there's no real information about SSDs. And is it worth using an M2 versus a normal 3.5 SSD? Like, what is the real advantage of the M2? Is it worth the advantage? That's the real question. So, part 4 will probably be, who knows. As this progresses, I'll eventually have a computer built. Or I'll have a video about building the computer, and I'll just showcasing each piece. Anyway, this is That BMX Guy, and thanks for watching.